Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's been like 5 months. Yeah, my last video kind of flopped, but that doesn't mean I hate you guys, okay? I just stopped uploading because I have a job. But I'm back. Today, we are comparing Edward Cullen and Batman, okay? And if you want to know my credentials, those are some credentials. How's that for you? PhD! I got a PhD in this shit, okay? I don't have anything to prove Batman, but I've been a mild Harley Quinn fan my whole life, so that gives you something, you know I pay attention, I passively be picking stuff up. I listen to the Arkham Knight soundtrack, in love I've always been a mercenary. Yeah. So, I will be comparing Edward Cullen and Batman. I think they are very similar characters overall. Someone has probably had this thought before. I tried to look it up. Somebody on Reddit had like a little joke post about it. But this is like a top 10 reasons why Edward and Batman probably kin each other. Batman definitely exists in the Twilight universe. They talk about Spider-Man. If they have Marvel, why would they not have DC? What is apples without oranges? And somebody has definitely made a snarky Twilight reference in the past 20 years. I don't even need to look up the comic. I'm going to say that in full confidence. You try me. I don't know if anything else is coming down the pipeline. This was just to stretch my legs, but I hope you enjoy. Oh, also disclaimer, I know much less about Batman than I do about Edward.
I consume DC Comics stuff.
I watch movies. I listen to comic summaries occasionally, but I don't know shit about Batman. I'm not gonna lie to you. But these I know are facts, okay?
But I wanted to go over something with y'all, so maybe you could have the same vision that I had at the time the casting was announced that Matt Reeves had when he casted Robert Pattinson as Batman, because they're already the same character. Like, I know we are all ironically liking Twilight now, like it's fun. How you liking the Rain Girl, like where you been, Loca, all that's fun. Like, this is the skin of a killer.
These characters are so unserious. Let's also be for real. Edward Cullen as a character is so unserious. But I love to examine the deeper parts of Twilight because the most interesting parts are outside of the love story.
Point number 1. They're both brooding silent type. Now, for different reasons, Edward is usually like holding in all the vitriol in his soul and having to hear all the teenage hormones raging around him, and also being really sad that he's all alone. Brooding silent. Batman, also brooding and silent. He's probably like thinking about his parents' death, what he's gonna eat later. Point number 2. Both of them were tragically orphaned. Now, I forgot how Edward's dad died, but let me just look it up. Let me look it up real quick. So, because I hate it when I'm watching a video and they're like, I don't know. I know we're watching this on the internet and on an infinite source of information, but like, I don't know this fact. I'm just kind of throwing this out there. Okay, anyways. Okay. Yeah, both his parents died from the Spanish flu in 1918. So he was orphaned. Okay, Batman's parents, we know they got in Pow Pow Alley. Point number 3. Both of them were taken in by older male mentor figures who unconventionally raised them as their own kids, okay? Alfred could have been more hands-off. He didn't have to teach him shit. Of course, Carlisle wasn't gonna act like a conventional vampire because how else was Edward gonna be nice and soft for his human girlfriend, okay? So he raised him like a young gentleman. Carlisle is a weirdo in the vampire world. He's a nice guy. He interacts with humans. He boils his hands before surgery so you don't have his cold claws up in. Point number 4. They're both super rich. Like, insanely rich. I don't know how rich Batman is. Rich enough to be building a fucking cave under his super mansion and be a superhero for as long as he lives, okay? Wayne Enterprises, that thing's cooking forever. But as far as I know, Carlisle Cullen is like one of the richest. Another point, another time to stop and look something up. 4th richest man, okay? Dude. So the actual list is Scrooge McDuck, Smaug. I don't know what happened there. I know how to say Smaug. Tony Stark, Carlisle Cullen, Bruce Wayne. So Carlisle's richer than Batman. It doesn't say. This is the AI overview. Let me see. Forbes Fictional 15 is saying number 1 is Carlisle Cullen. Fictional Fortune estimated at 34.1 billion. Okay. What year was this? Okay, this was in 2011, but Carlisle Cullen, Scrooge McDuck, and where's Batman? Bruce Wayne, number 7. Okay?
My daddy's richer than your daddy.
Point number 5. Both of their families are hodgepodges of collected orphans, okay? Too many orphans. They should limit that. They should have a limit. The 23 years old. Now looking back now, the fact that they let Carlisle have that many orphans as a 23-year-old doctor. Y'all couldn't put no makeup on. Like, they couldn't do any special effects makeup. They couldn't develop any special effects makeup. Like, if for some reason, mica dust could not stick to them, which doesn't make any sense because they're also rocky. If for some reason if vampires couldn't wear makeup, couldn't they make makeup out of each other? Be pretty macabre, but it'd be something. Disguise yourselves. Like, if you're gonna attempt to assimilate into human culture, like, make me believe it, you know? You gotta stay for a couple years. People are gonna notice more than just you're not getting wrinkles. They're like, you're not growing at all. Like, I've known you since freshman year and your ears haven't gotten any bigger. Your hair hasn't gotten any longer. Do they have wigs? Do people just think that they always have their hair perfectly done? Moving on, because I don't know anything about the Bat family, but y'all do. That sounded kind of shady, right? That is not how I meant that. If you know more about... If you're a Batman expert and you made it this far, shout out to you. Number 6. They both have forbidden loves that are really, really horny for them. Probably, I don't think Catwoman's, like... From what I've seen lately, they've made it less, like, she's just seducing him, you know? But she falls. She falls. She acts like she doesn't, but she likes that man. That's her little boo thing. That's her Pookie, okay? And we all know about Bella. Miss Bella. This is my favorite part. My favorite part, okay? Point number 7, okay? They're both obsessed with justice and vengeance, okay? There is an entire chapter of Midnight Sun. I'm gonna take it out. There's an entire chapter of Midnight Sun where he is reminiscing on a time that he was hunting a pedophile. Yes. If a 117-year-old man were to get with a 17-year-old, it would be weird. But understanding the biology and the way that vampirism in the Twilight universe works, okay, your brain does not develop past the point that it was at whenever you were turned. Edward was turned when he was 17. How stupid were you when you were 17? Think about how obsessed you were when you were 17. Now imagine having the power of 20 orangutans and being able to read people's minds. I would start hunting pedophiles too. Severe oversimplification to say that he was just hunting pedophiles. Like, apparently he found this dude that had people locked up in his basement. Like, it was rapists, murderers, killer. And he had to stop doing that. Because now he thinks he's a monster. Because he embroiled himself in their thoughts for so long that, like, I guess because he killed them, he thinks he's just like them. And I'm like, that's such bullshit. Stop telling people that. If you kill someone that killed like 10 million people, you did a net positive, okay? They were gonna go on to kill somebody else. They're both incredibly guilty. Batman thinks it's his fault that his parents died because he wanted to go down crime alley. I don't know if that's the reason in every continuity, but like, that's the one I've seen the most. That's why he takes up the mantle, because he's like, oh my god, I got my fucking parents killed. And then Edward thinks he's a monster because he's forced to, like, lie and cheat and steal and kill and drink blood and be a murderer for the rest of his life. Anyways, that's my little Venn diagram. Batman and Edward were already the same people, okay? And think about it. During the filming of Twilight, he had a copy of Midnight Sun. Am I not correct? It may not have been the final draft, but he was already in this. He knew. He talks about it in interviews. He's like, this dude is seriously tortured. This guy's messed up, and we're playing him falling in love. So yeah, guys, stop the Edward is a creep agenda. I mean, he is a creep, but he's not a creep on, like, for pedo reasons, okay? He is a creep for other reasons. Like, how you gonna kill somebody for crawling in a little girl's window, and then you gonna crawl into a older girl's window? I feel like that's some Batman shit though. Batman breaks into people's houses. How many movies have started with Batman just standing in the dark like this? Like, that's creepy. So they have a lot of similar qualities is what I'm saying. And you guys never should have doubted him. And he can play Edward again. Let Edward let adults play teenagers again. Give these children a break, okay? Everyone has eating disorders, okay? They're all getting buccal fat removals. They're getting
Your face completely, like, changed before it's done developing. Get plastic surgery by all means, but do you know that your jaw is not done shifting? Miss 19-year-old actress? Stop getting, don't get veneers. Don't get veneers, you have a lot of life left to live. Don't rip your teeth off. Don't put little chiclets in. It's okay to have a little bit. People like your busted up teeth. People tell me that all the time. Somebody literally said, I like your messed up teeth. I'm like, not how I wish you worded that, but...
So, long story short, go watch the Twilight movies. Where the hell you been, Loca? Isn't that funny? Stop memeing the Twilight movies and start taking them seriously. If you were a real fan, okay, you would be doing deeper analysis like this, okay? The real hard-hitting journalistic work that everybody needs to see. If you stayed this long, thanks for hanging out with me. I'm kind of pissed I didn't find the chapter I was talking about. But I'll see you next time. Bye!